The Mentoring and Empowerment Program for Young Women, which we popularly call MEMPROW, is a program for capacity building of women between 16 to 25 years. It's a leadership program. We officially launched this program in 2008. Today we have a group of young women who work as MEMPROW staff. MEMPROW approach is based on a theory of change. Our theory of change is that patriarchy is really the basis of discrimination, violence, and disempowerment of young women. So in our approach, we look at the concerns that emanate from this patriarchal ideology and practices.
Well, in African tradition, a man and a woman have different roles. The man is a man, however short or tall, big or small, black or brown, a man is a man, rich or poor. So he will always be up there, and the woman has to be submissive.
Females are inferior, that they cannot study up to higher education, that they cannot take up jobs that are being taken by men. I, as a person, I think that we as women, we can also compete with men, and more still, I know that we can even beat them up in any course, in anywhere, any field, because they have nothing much that we don't have. I know that we can be competitive.
Africa, rise up everybody, rise up woman of Africa.
MEMPROW has several programs that it runs, and its programs are classified in 3 categories. The first one is a capacity building program that tries to address the needs of the young women and building young women's self-esteem. This program cluster has 2 components. One is a social survival skills workshop for young girls between the ages of 16 to 25 years. Another one is the intergenerational mentoring and gender dialogue network, which provides space for debates on gender issues and development of gender analytical skills while encouraging peer learning as well as continuous mentoring.
But today I am proud of being a woman because I've realized I can do everything a man can do. Anything actually, except fathering a child, but I can mother it.
And the mothering is bigger than fathering, sorry.
It is. First of all, I'm proud of being a woman because of my body. No one has the body a woman has. Then, lastly, I will say, because the rest have been talked about, lastly, I would say that I will give a quote that behind every successful man, there is a woman. Thank you.
Mr. Agnes, you know, but they say Mrs. So and so, so it's not nice.
Africa, rise up everybody, rise up woman of Africa.
The second program cluster is enhancing gender responsiveness of partner organizations and institutions. MEMPROW's theory of change dictates that interventions for institutional and organizational transformation be integrated into the change strategy. One of the programs that MEMPROW has integrated into its approach is Gender Awareness Program for leaders and managers, as well as key players in institutions where MEMPROW carries out training for young women. The third program cluster is research and documentation for advocacy. This is used especially to amplify young women's voices on experiences of sexual and gender-based violence.
Rise up everybody, rise up woman of Africa, rise up.
In Uganda, there's a lot of condoning of violence against women, be it sexual or physical. The silence that goes with that is also what sustains the violence, because the violator doesn't want to be known that he's violating, because it's an embarrassment. So at MEMPROW, what we are also doing is to make sure that the young women are given an opportunity to talk about the violences that they experience both at home, within their school environments, and within the community. And we do this through different ways. We document testimonials through video documentation. We also do research and we carry out needs assessment. But we also have introduced what we call convenings. We have already had, for example, one national conference where we brought in girls from different schools and we created a space for them to share their experiences, to share their knowledge, and to share their strategies on how to deal with gender-based violence. Our third strategy is working with institutions, especially institutions of learning, to try and make sure that the gender-based violence that exists in schools is seen as problematic. A lot of female teachers, they themselves have confessed that they don't know how to deal with it. They experience it, they don't know how to deal with it. So it's not as if gender-based violence is only affecting the young girls in the schools. It's also affecting the teachers who are supposed to be taking care of the students. So we need to make sure that A, we work with the agencies, institutions, to try and address this from an institutional perspective. Our fourth strategy is involving on creating gender activism, because the culture of silence is sustained by weak systems in talking about gender-based violence.